Hi everyone, LemonCupcake of James Play Studio, and welcome to a special edition review, classic James Play style, with some new things in touch with my model and stuff. This is literally a review for the Quest 3 I've been using for the past month, and I want to do this for the people that want to buy this or consider buying this for themselves or for someone else for Christmas. So, without delaying, grab something to eat and drink, and enjoy the review. This is your host, LemonCupcake, and please enjoy. The MetaQuest 3 is Meta's latest standalone VR headset. After the massive success of the Quest 2 in 2020, during the COVID period, they became the most popular VR company in the world. Following that, of course, like every other company, is making a successor, and that is the Quest 3 in 2023. 2 years have passed. No, 3 years have passed since the Quest 2 got introduced. And we're ready for moving on from the Quest 2. So, I've been using this headset for a month. And time to be completely honest, I'm not biased towards Meta. I am not going to be intentionally positive or negative because of the company. This is purely my feedback and opinion of using the physical headsets and whatever. So, first of all, let's start talking about the material. The headset, just like the Quest 2, is made out of white plastic with some black rubber. I do like the dual tone though. It looks nice, it has this PS5 vibe, even though they were first, but it looks nice. Because it's made out of plastic, instead of aluminum or metal, whatever, it is very light. The material is very soft to the touch. It's not glossy plastic, it's like, it has some grip on it. A little like matte plastic. So even though it's still plastic, it's the best quality you can get. One thing to note about the color is when they tasted it, they gave like this weird blackish hue. So it looked like it's a black Quest 3, but it was not. It's just the same black and white color scheme as the Quest 2. Not bad, but I would have gotten the black one. I just don't like white machines. The negative about a white headset compared to black is it gets dirtier quickly, or you can see it more. So grease from your face, or dust, or hair, or whatever the disgusting human world has to offer, you'll see it first on a white headset before the black one. So keep that in mind. Clean it from time to time. But so far I had no issues about cleaning it. It's been like the Quest 2, so... One thing to note is you can get an orange and a blue replacement for the black cover thingy, the black face cover thingy, plus the default strap. They're not in a box. If you want like orange, reddish, and then bluish as color scheme, you can get them. But they're not in a box and they cost like $40, more or less. But yeah, white ones are in the box with the black faceplate. And it's pretty good. No much to complain. But let's talk about the headset itself, okay? So number 2 is the headstrap. The default Quest 3 headstrap is made of the same fabric material as the Quest 2 headstrap, but it did change the design to use the Quest 1 layout. So the Quest 1 had like a Y shape, so the front part was one piece and the two were on the sides, while the Quest 2 was just a line, meaning it didn't really hold the back much, so it was more on the middle, so the weight was not really well. But now it uses the same Y shape, so both left and right side of your back skull help push it up a bit, plus of course the middle band. Because it's a Y shape, It is a million times more comfortable than a Quest 2 strap. No doubt. The Quest 3 strap is more comfortable and very light. So I don't have much complaint except 2 points. And that's just my preference. My head is not yours. But here they are. Number 1 is because my hair is getting longer because it's winter. The hair is sometimes getting stuck on the back part. The thing you like pull on. So if you are like a girl or a guy with long hair, make sure to have that in mind because it will pull your hair. Number 2 is the pulling system itself. While the front plate of the Quest 3 is really small, we'll talk about it later, it still does, like, from the back, it crawls up a little bit, and by that, of course, then the headset goes down. So from time to time, I have to, like, pull the strap back a bit, and then tighten it, and of course push headset sometimes. It's not off, it's not a lot. It just very slowly goes, like, behind you. Like, a centimeter per 2 hours. So from time to time, you just feel it and you just pull it back and tighten it up again. You will feel it. It is not a deal breaker. I used it for a month. Right now I'm using the Elite strap, which I still recommend, but that's not this video. The default strap is more than enough for most VR games. So that's my point of view. So next up is the controllers. These are the Meta Quest Touch Plus controllers. While the Quest 2 are touch controllers and the Pro is Quest Pro controllers, whatever. So the Plus controllers, let's call them that, don't have rings. Not on the back, not on the side, on the front. They have no rings. Not a single controller other than the Quest Pro has no rings. You would think, oh no, tracking, but no. The 3 positive things I can say about having no rings. First of all, I don't hit my face with them. Or myself, so I don't hit things. 2, they're very light now, the controls, because there are no rings around them. I have burst on ability, I can cross my arms. Which is cool. And 3 is, I think you all, with the Quest 1 and 2 noticed, they are gone, so you don't break them. And if you break the rings on the Quest 1 and 2 controllers, they don't work. So yeah, they're really good. But we have a few drawbacks. Something that my brain now is fine with, but when I got the Quest 3 was not. So back then I used to like pull them on my arm. So when I was holding something, I needed to drink or something, I usually like pull the controller rings around my arms to do the whatever and then put them back. In the first week when I got the Quest 3, I did that. And of course then they fall on the floor because there's no ring. So make sure that you don't have the mindset. Do not imagine. If you never had a Quest controller, then good, then you won't have the problem. But I had a Quest 2 for a long time, so, and even the index controllers which had them on the sides. I dropped my controllers a lot in the first week. Now my brain is trained, so now my brain knows, okay, I need to put them down. There are little straps you can buy for your arms. Then they're like index controllers for 40-ish euros. They're not in the box, sold separately, and that's the first accessory I recommend you to buy for the Quest controllers. Because I use the index controllers, and it's pretty nice to just literally glue them to your hand so you don't even have to hold them. There are little straps in the box, like the Wii remote. I hate them because they're all flimsy and stuff, but if you are scared that you would throw your controller because you're like playing a throwing game or Beat Saber, or as I did in the first week, just drop it on the floor because I think it's still on my arm. There are straps in the box, and I don't have them, I don't care, but they're there. Don't worry. You can easily remove them or not remove them. A special feature on the Quest controls is they use normal batteries instead of lithium. The Quest 1 had magnets on the controller. The Quest 2 you need to like pull with like a weird push and pull system, which was hard. So the Quest 3 controls just have a button. You press the button, and then the plate falls off immediately, and then you can just get the battery. I recommend getting rechargeable batteries because, from my experience, it's roughly a month for 2 AA's. So just get rechargeable ones, and you don't have to buy them ever again. But control's good. The tracking is good. I'll show you. Tracking seems good. Let me put them behind my back. So tracking is good. There might be a dead spot behind my hand here. Literally on my neck. I'm literally holding it on my neck, and only then there's a dead spot. But 95% is fine. So whatever magic, because they're not using cameras like the Quest Pro controls, so they're not looking at me. I guess these are very advanced controls, because they're literally more accurate than the Quest 2 controls. Not the Quest Pro. The Quest Pro will have a 100% accuracy, and the Quest 2 will be like 80. So I'm giving this like a 92. Yeah, let's call it that. Much better than the Quest 2. Slightly worse than Quest Pro. But again, you can buy the Pro controls yourself and you just ignore them. But these are expensive. In the box, controllers, you get my good thumb. Next up is the headset itself. The headset uses a new kind of technology called pancake lenses, which I'll talk about in a moment. But the pancake lenses are very thin and light compared to the old lenses, making the whole headset very thin. So instead of being a giant TV box on your face that is front heavy and pushes your nose down, it's still heavy, but not front heavy. It's more balanced. I can't explain it, but instead of pushing your nose down really hard, it's just resting on your nose. It's much more comfortable. Because it's very thin, you don't hit yourself by default, combining with the rings I referred to. So the headset is very comfortable to wear. It is not in a way, nearly enough to sleep with. It's still a little bit in a way, we're not there yet. But compared to any other headset I used, these are amazing and comfortable. But let's go one by one about everything what's included in the headset itself. And first of all, we will talk about the speakers. So there are 2 speakers in the Quest headsets, one on each side. Compared to the Quest 2, which have 2 analog speakers, these are quad speakers. I don't know how they work, because they're only audio coming out on one side, on the bottom, but there's also a second pair of speakers on the top, so I'm assuming it's like a channel thing for like air. I don't know, maybe like a subwoofer, whatever it is, they sound more bassy, less tinny, and louder. I can almost use them without headphones. There are only a few rare occasions I need to use headphones, of course, when I'm in VR chat with the link cable, which I'll talk about soon, and when I'm listening to some music. Other than that, I play my games mostly with the built-in speakers, unless I'm bothering people, of course. So, speakers, really good. Next up, the mic. Okay, as I said, I'm gonna be honest. One of the biggest problems of the Quest 3 is the mic. When I got this headset last month in October, the mic was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Slightly better than the Vive mics, but Vive mics are like a 0 out of 10 in a way. They're very tinny, they're laggy, they have lots of issues. They fixed most of the things with software updates, minus 3 problems. One is, this is literally just when I'm doing link mode, but from time to time, I stutter for a second. I probably stutter 2 or 3 times in this video when I'm recording it. You'll probably hear it. That's just with the cable. It has nothing to do with the headset itself, but maybe it's like an issue with the link mode. But the 2 issues that native mode have is, from time to time, you hear like, because the mic is literally located in my nose, so it will pick up my mouth and a lot. every little disgusting sound a mouth should make. And of course, here's a sound test. It's literally in front of my nose, so if I'm breathing loud or I'm doing an exercise game like Beat Saber and stuff, you can expect to hear breathing a lot. So for that, mic is not good. It got improved, and in time they will improve it, but for the time being, for recording, not good enough. I use software on my computer when I edit these videos, so it sounds better, but if I just upload this part live without it, you will probably hear it. It's horrible. If you want to know, if you want to compare how my sound, how my quality is, watch my VR chat streams on Twitch. But yeah, it's not horrible, it could be better. So keep that in mind. Okay, next up is the cable in the box. The cable in the box is just a simple 1 meter USB-C to USB-C 2.0 cable, meaning it is good enough to charge with the built-in brick in the box, but that's it. You cannot do anything else. It's not long enough to charge and play, or powerful enough to even use link cable mode, so either you buy a 2 or 3 meter long USB-C cable, or buy the 3.0 link cable for gameplay in PC mode. If you want to just buy the Quest 3 and expect to plug it on your computer without cables, you need to buy a cable. This is just for charging. So keep in mind, if you want to use this as a PC VR headset, buy a 3 meter or 5, that's my recommendation, 3.0 USB-C to USB-C cable for the best experience. Next up, battery life. The Meta Quest 3 has a slightly worse battery than the Quest 2. If the Quest 2 had a 3-hour long battery, the Quest 3 will have a 2.5 hour battery, and that isn't just in VR mode, what I'm doing right now. If you're using AR mode, it will drop to 2 hours. Recently, they did have a low power mode button where the performance is throttled to the Quest 2 to get the full 3 hours, both in AR and VR modes. So expect between 2 to 3 hours on the Quest 3. The Quest 2 is 3 hours straight. I suggest, if you want to play long term, get that long cable I referred to and plug it in the wall when you play. Or get a power bank and put it in your pants. Or the link cable, which charges and plays on PC VR. But for normal gameplay, that's more than enough. But when I play VR chat, that's not enough. Just keep in mind, a battery is not that great. Could be better, could be worse, just so you know. Next up is the software. The Meta Quest 3 runs the same software as the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro, which is, I'm gonna call it Quest OS. Currently is 59. And it is run on Android. And the right now is recording and uploading build is Android 12.1, or as they called it back then, 12L? Yeah, L from large screens. So, of course, since it's Android, you can mod it and then install Android apps, as OrCap did. But it's not a Play Store device. You cannot have, like, Play Store stuff. There is some Android apps installed, but not many. The experience itself is great. We have, like, a special 3-way of playing. 2 that the Quest 2 have, but the Quest 3 is the third one. One is you have the menu in your hand, like a mini tablet, which you can put everywhere you want. You have your apps on your screen, and you play. 2 is then you click on full screen, and instead of having a small tablet OS on your arm, it's a big TV OS in front of your face, and then you click on your pointer, like the Oculus Go would do. Which both are pretty good, but the Quest 3 has AR mode, so then you have AR mode, and then both the tablet in your hand or the TV on your display are just placed. The TV is placed on your wall, like an actual TV. I use that from time to time, pretty good. Or the tablet in your hand, and you can literally go downstairs and just take the little things, like a virtual floating tablet. You can watch YouTube, Netflix, you can go to the browser to watch some Lemon stuff. You can browse the internet. There is an Instagram, Facebook, and Messenger and WhatsApp app installed. I don't use most of them, mine is Instagram. They're just web apps, not Android apps. You can get the Quest Lab, or you can mod it to install everything. Or as like Discord and Spotify installed, if I remember. But yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with the Quest 3. Because it's Android, you can do much. But you need to mod it a bit. Stock, it is great. You also have like the hub, which is another way of interacting. So ignore the OS, you just your character, you can customize it, and you have like a mirror, kind of funny as a VR player, and you can choose one of the 8 or 9 surroundings. New for the Quest 3 is if you play a game, you can unlock achievements that you can put in your AR real world or your VR virtual hub world. More will be added in the future, but it's pretty cool. I have no much complaints. A bonus feature is you can also have like 3 windows, so you can pin and you can multitask like a boss. There is a PC app where you can have meetings and you can work and you can literally have your Mac or PC as screens, and with the AR cameras you can type. You can always use it as a desktop computer. But because I prefer to just use my normal monitor and keyboard and mouse, I'm old fashioned. I don't do that. But it's cool. So, software wise, passed my test. So, technical specs for the display. The display uses a 110-degree to 4K 2160 by 2060 display resolution that uses one eye each. So instead of like the Quest 2, which is one 4K panel, this is 2. Basically making it like 8K, I guess, or whatever. It's still an LCD panel, so it's not using the mini LED that the Quest Pro is using or some OLED panels, but that's good, because OLED on VR is not ready yet. OLED looks nice because the black level is deeper and stuff and more color popping, but you trade off something weird with your eyes. It's hard to explain, but LCDs in stripes and OLED are in hexagons. And if you put the display really close to your face, you see the hexagons really hard. You can really see them. Well, the lines are hard to see. Because they're pancake lenses, instead of weird ring-shaped thingies that every VR headset used to have, it's just a normal glass panel, which is flat, very wide, and because the 110-degree thing is here, it is very immersive. I remember the Quest 2 having like 2 goggles. That's how worse the immersive was. Now I see like a little V shape, so it's not completely like an oval shape, but this is wide. The valve index is just a little bit wide at 114 field of view. So if you ever use a valve index, it's roughly the valve index, minus 0.04. Not much to complain. Wish I had the mini LED panel. It's fine. I give this like a 9 out of 10. Refresh rate is different. So by stock you get up to 90 Hz. But on link cable and here, there is an experimental 120 Hz that some games use, but some, not all. By default, 90% of your time, even if you have this button on, which I do, everything should be 90. And 90 is more than enough. I wish it had 120 for everything, including PCVR, but maybe the software updates. It's fine. So let's talk about the link mod, shall we? Very classic way is you can plug in your headset in your PC, your gaming PC, and make it into a dumb VR headset. You can use this now in, as I write the script, I said 3 ways, but now we have 4th way, so I'll just add that on top of the script. One is, what I'm doing is link cable mode. You buy a link compatible USB-C to C cable and you just plug it in your computer and bam, you just have a little cable and you just play as long as you want. You can use the Oculus software, you can use Steam VR and whatever your heart contents. Second thing is the same but called AirLink, which is you plug your computer with an Ethernet cable, and then you wirelessly use your VR headset with AirLink to connect, and then you play wirelessly. OCAP uses that a lot. Some people can use virtual desktop. It's basically AirLink but with more features. So if you want to control more, one of them is you can play VR in AR mode. But again, computer needs to be plugged in with Ethernet. Recommended is Wi-Fi 5 or Wi-Fi 6, which should be standard most of these days. So yeah, it's cool. Fourth option is Steam Link, the new one I just referred. So Valve now has their own way, so now you can just download the Steam Link app to your Quest and you can just connect natively. No Oculus PC required. Because right now it's Quest, Oculus PC, and then Steam VR. With Link, it's supposed to be Quest and Steam VR, but from early reviews, it tells me it's a slightly worse performance than Virtual Desktop. So it needs some more updates, but hey, it's really like a 7 out of 10 by default. These are 4 ways you can use it. So yeah, next up, specs. Let's get through them quickly, it's still a machine. Inside the headset is 8 GB of RAM. 2 more than the Quest 2, which had 6 GB of RAM. It has a Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 chip, which is the same chip as the S23, the basic one. You can either get it in 128 or 512 GB storage. 128 is currently enough, but if you want to download a lot of stuff, I recommend 512. And because this chip is more power efficient, performance is snappier with the more RAM and stuff, so I have no issues. No stuttering, no frame drops, nothing. So if you're afraid that it's not powerful enough, it's fine. Please note, it's not as powerful as the Quest Pro with 12 GB of RAM, but more or less it's the Quest Pro minus the RAM and little less GPU for more CPU. Good specs, good performance for the price. Now, for a bonus. The bonus is the Quest 3 comes bundled with 2 games. You can redeem them until, let me look at Meta's website, the 27th of January 2024. After that day, you lose them. What are these games? Asward Rat 1, which is a PC VR game which will be installed on the Oculus PC software, which you can only play with the link cable and a gaming PC. So that's not confirmed that you can play. I have a gaming PC, so I can, but if you just buy this as a standalone headset, you don't get that option. Second thing is the sequel, which is built in the headset. That game will be released on the 14th of December or somewhere around that period, and it's just a native game, no PC required. So for my end, since I have a PC, I got 2 free games. That's nice. If you get the 512 GB storage, you get 6 months of MetaQuest Plus for free, which equals to 2 games a month to 12. That's a good deal. 12 games plus these 2. Good price. Now, one last thing I like to note is the price. The MetaQuest 3 in 128 is roughly $500 to $550. The Quest 3 with 512 GB is roughly $700. $650 to $700. I'm just saying roughly because every country has a different price tag and taxes. Look at your website, but roughly $5 to $550 for 128, and then $650 to $700 for 512. The 128 comes with RAT 1 for PC, RAT 2 for native, while 512 gets you 6 months of MetaQuest Plus, which equals to 12 more games. It ends on January 27th, 2024. Around the body of the Quest 3, we have on the right side a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left side, we have a USB-C port. On the bottom, we have a dial to change your IPD for your eyes. Then on the right bottom, you have 3 pins for wireless charging for the dock sold separately. You also have a fan around the headset. And in the inside of the visor, if you have glasses, you can push and pull the face cover closer or further away from the headset. On the front of the headset are a bunch of 4-megapixel cameras with a LiDAR scan in the middle for AR modes. And in general, a good package. So now that I gave you everything that I experienced, let's give you the final verdict. The Meta Quest 3 is a very good headset. A good upgrade on the Quest 2, and even a good upgrade on the Quest Pro, which costs so much money. It has some issues with battery life, which are improved with the last update. Mic, which are improved as we go, with some features. I expect pop filter accessory to be released in the future. That will be the fix of the issue. But the strap is good, headset good, specs is good, looks good, very comfortable, good controllers. I give this like an 8 out of 10. I recommend the Quest 3 in December. October, no. December, yes. If you want to buy this for Christmas or a gift for someone, you won't regret it. Just a few notes that I'd like you to know. If you plan on using PCVR, get a 3 meter or longer 3.0 USB-C cable. I recommend buying the hand strap thingies, which make the experience much better for the controllers. So with all due, this was a very interesting video, complicated video. I am no longer going to do reviews, as I said, so this is a special edition. Not the norm of Jamie's Place, nor what I'm going to do with the new brand. So I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week for the 10th and final guide video for 2023. This is LemonCupcake of Jamie's Place Studio. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. Bye bye. Cupcake out.